Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it is definitely a daily dose of dismal.
I'm just gonna call it 4D. It's definitely a 4D day.
Yeah, this is catastrophic news for Disney cast members, for entertainers, for Disney fans, for theme park fans. Disney has gutted its live entertainment at Walt Disney World. They've left, what'd you say, like 92% of people go?
Yeah, it's like 93% of the Actors Equity union people have been let go. Laid off.
God, I don't even, I'm kind of struggling to find words for this. I retweeted something from Theme Park Express talking about how the cast of the Festival of Lion King recreated the finale of their show virtually.
I saw it, yes.
And Yeehaw Bob Jackson did a performance virtually to keep people entertained, and then to have Disney kick them to the curb like this. You know, I mean, I understand that business is business, but the thing is that Disney, the way that they're doing this, I would have thought that these performers would have had more time. They would have had more protection because they're necessary for the theme parks to feel like a Disney park.
Right. And everybody expects it. That was a Disney difference. Now we saw some of the places that got hit was the Citizens of Hollywood at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, they had taken a hit a couple years ago, too. They had gotten rid of some people. So that one got cut. Festival of Lion King, the cast got let go. Finding Nemo-The Musical was cut. Hoop-Dee-Doo Musical Review was cut. That thing's been around since like 1974. Okay, it's older than we are.
Yeah.
The cast members and I guess the servers got laid off as well because there's no show. What are you going to need them for? Now I'm hearing Voices of Liberty got some cuts. I can't think they're getting all the cuts because I know they're scheduled to perform for the Epcot Festival of the Holidays, so I'm not really sure about that one. I know they said, let me think, my head's, there's so many. Monsters Incorporated, the laugh floor got cut. Now that one I'm not surprised about because we've been hearing for a while that it was either going to be shut down or moved to Hollywood Studios. But now beyond that, Turtle Talk with Crush, the Jedi Training Academy, the Main Street Citizens, the Move It, Shake It, Mask It, Dance It, Street Party, Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair, Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage, and the Green Army Men have allegedly also taken hits with these cuts. Now, a lot of these things, though, were already down, and they haven't been up since before the pandemic closures were, happening.
Right.
Because they can't bring people into the theaters, or they can't do live shows or interact like they used to. So a lot of these things were already down before, but now they're getting them laid off. No word whether they're coming back. No idea.
I don't know. I mean, part of me, the cynic in me, is saying that they're doing this to sort of phase out the unionized actors. I know there have been some issues there.
Well, they do have a lot of performers who are not Actors Equity.
Yeah, and they're going to be cheaper though. Mm-hmm. So if they bring these shows back, and that's a big if they bring these shows back, it's possible that they'll, hire new people. I don't know. And we don't know how long it's going to be. I mean, people are saying that for the Disney parks to get back to where they were before the pandemic, it could take 2 to 5 years. Mm-hmm. 2 to 5 years. The Hoop-Dee-Doo Review has been around since 1974.
Yeah, like September 1st or something, 1974.
Yeah, I mean, this is horrible. And people have made comments. I think Nathan Hartman from WW News Today made a comment yesterday about being Six Flags at this point because you're taking the live entertainment out. The live entertainment has been kind of a staple of Disney, and this was, again, part of the Disney difference. Mm-hmm. And it was sad when we saw the hotel entertainers get gone, like Yeehaw Bob Jackson.
Well, we lost all the Epcot people when they closed that down. They didn't bring them back. They've been there, some of them 20-some years. Yeah,
when the parks first closed, Epcot, they had international entertainment, and they've been there for years. And then we saw, folks get gone from the hotel, and now we're seeing people get gone from shows.
And what really sucked about the international entertainment was a lot of these people have been there for years, so they probably live in Orlando now because they've been doing the show for years, so there really was no reason to get rid of them. It wasn't like where they had a lot of the people from other countries that come in to man the pavilions. I can see that because they were, closing borders. You need to make sure people got to go home, that kind of thing. I can see it. But people who have been here for 20 years doing shows and they live in Orlando, there was no reason to cut their shows.
Yeah. And look, this speaks to just how dire things are at Disney right now, because the only part of the Walt Disney Company that's really generating any meaningful revenue at this point is Disney World. If Disney World wasn't allowed to reopen, Disney would be in horrible shape. Mm-hmm. I mean, they are, but it would be the worst possible scenario for them because, again, regardless of all the numbers about Disney Plus and all of that, Disney Plus is years away from being profitable. They knew it was going to take, I think I heard before, 6 years, and now... That
was when it was good.
When things were good.
And I discovered the thing you sent me earlier, you'd mentioned it in a video before, about how they said the last 2 quarters, the subscriber usage is down. People are not, they might have the subscription, they're not using it, they're not streaming it, because they don't have the content that people want. And they're going to start getting more popular content. But the pandemic slowed that down, and a lot of the free subscriptions are running out, and there's a bunch of problems there. But here's the statement that Actors Equity released. At the time I wrote this, I haven't checked, but Disney had not released a statement, but Actors Equity did. And they said, our hearts go out to all the cast members of Walt Disney World, said Katie Schindel, president of Actors Equity. Disney has made it clear that our members would face work reductions since they announced layoffs of 28,000 employees. Okay, they knew. That does not make this news any less painful. These reductions are another tragic reminder that until the virus is brought under control with national strategy for mass texting, blah, 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 they're going on about that, that we need to, that this is going to happen. Before the pandemic, about 780 equity members were employed at Walt Disney World, either full-time or part-time or seasonally. About 60 are currently working or going to return. So 720 equity members have been laid off, which is, 92 to 93%.
Yeah.
And they maintain recall rights until the end of 2021. So they might get called back. We don't know.
But we don't know what state Disney is going to be in, because Disney might take this opportunity to make these changes permanent.
That's true. I mean, Monsters, Inc., they've already been saying they're going to shut that one down. And some of the other things that aren't, they'll probably say, well, we don't need the cast members, the citizens of Hollywood. They already tried to cut it before. Yeah. Or, the Main Street, the citizens of Main Street and all that. They're going to try to cut more probably. What's interesting to me, though, is can you scroll back up to the top? They have the money. They're redoing all the gateways to match the castle, and they're changing the slogan to the most magical place on earth. Was this before or after you cut all your performers?
Yeah, I mean, this is, look, people, they bust on us, they say that we hate Disney. No, we don't. I can tell you that Walt Disney, he would be ashamed of this company. Mm-hmm. I mean, I completely understand business decisions, but all this is about anymore is making things look good for the investors.
That's what this whole thing's about. He even said so.
Yeah.
Investor profitability or whatever, investor profits is what they're worried about. Meanwhile, the executives got their pay reinstated.
Yeah.
We have all these new gateways are still moving ahead on things like Splash Mountain retheme. But we're going to cut cast members right and left.
Yeah, that's what irks me. Like if it were, a case of where the whole company, I guess, were suffering equally, mm-hmm. I think I would be a little more understanding. In Japan, sometimes what happens is when a company takes a hit, and a lot of people have commented on this too.
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
Management will actually take a huge pay cut until things get better.
Around here in rural PA, I can tell you for a fact, the one company that Kneon used to work for, to avoid layoffs for other people, the management took a pay cut and to make sure they could keep everybody on until things got better.
Right. And the mindset there, and we're talking, a pretty conservative area too. But the mindset was that, granted, things happen outside your control, but also it's management's responsibility to make sure that everyone is taken care of. And you do kind of have to fall on your sword sometimes. Mm-hmm. And that's, the problem I'm having with Disney is you guys are making sure you're all getting paid, ridiculous amounts of money. But now there's so many people have a job. And, the consumers are going to notice. This hurts the company too, because, again, this is a difference that Disney had over other theme parks, was that they had top-notch mm-hmm. performers and shows in the parks.
But you get to pay the same prices for this.
So you got to pay the same amount of money. So it's bad enough that, annual pass holders are getting screwed. It's bad enough that you can't park hop. It's bad enough that there are limited hours. But now you're going to take away the little things that made Disney different than other theme parks. And you basically are Six Flags over Mickey at this point.
The irony is Walt Disney World is actually busy. I mean, they're trying to say it's capped at 25%, which I still question, but it's busy. You see pictures and people lined up all over the place. You know, their lines are crossing each other in the middle of the street for attractions and things. A lot of the people there. So it can't be because they're not bringing it in. I mean, some of these shows I can see because I can't run them right now, but you know, why did they keep them on until now? Why now? You know, I don't know. Right before the investors meeting.
No, that's exactly why. I'm going to tell you, this is my personal opinion, okay? I think that Q4 was a hell of a lot worse than people were prepared for. And I think that they already saw that because by now they'd be doing all the accounting and looking at to get ready for the investor call and be like, oh, shit. So we gotta start tossing people overboard.
Yeah, razzle dazzle and put it out there so the investors know their priority. He flat out said the investors are priority. That means they're priority over cast members and everything else. The family park my foot.
That's what I think disgusts me about this whole thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm mad.
Disney is not the company it once was. It's not family oriented. They're not a big happy family like they try to bullshit people. That is a facade. And now that they're running out of money, we're seeing what the company's priorities actually are. And it's not even the consumers. They clearly don't care about the consumers because the consumers tell them we want XYZ thing, you know, in relation to like Star Wars or Marvel, and they go in the completely opposite direction. And it's like, well, we're Disney. We will tell you what you want.
Well, even before that, Epcot, everybody kept asking for Figment, you know, Dreamfinder Figment to come back for Journey into Imagination. And they had the money to do it. They had money. They were redoing Epcot anyway. They easily could have fixed the situation. It was the most requested change for years. Did they do it? No. Instead, they were going to put a festival pavilion in that made no sense to have.
They're going to retheme Splash Mountain, which nobody asked for, but they're doing it.
No, there's a few people asking for it, but they're the minority.
Yeah, and it's just, this is their priority. Their priority is they're living from quarter to quarter, razzle-dazzling the investors and buying themselves time, because I think their financial situation is way worse than they're letting on. I think there's some creative accounting going on. Remember last year, guys, we had an accountant come out, a former Disney accountant. She was pretty high up the food chain, too. And she came out and said that Disney is cooking the books, and then it disappeared.
Yeah, it just went away.
And it wasn't like on some, hole in the wall, rumor website. This was on a major stock site.
Again, we don't make the news, we report on it. Sorry for the butthurt people that keep messaging us otherwise.
I know, right? Some people just, they can't fathom. Look what Disney is doing to their people. And you're going to sit here and defend them. Constantly. They say you're a liar, and everybody writes you as a liar and everything else. And I'm like, but what we say usually comes true. If it doesn't come true, it's usually backed up with other, news sites, backing it up, financial ones or otherwise. So, but yeah, they're not treating the people very well. They're not. You're getting less of experience. They're lowering the prices. Although they'll do deals for resorts, whatever, some of the hotels, but I think the prices are already higher than they were before. Well, when they bring All-Star Movies back online, the price is almost $200 a night in February. All-Star Movies is like one of the cheapest hotels on property.
Right. So they're raising the prices, and we don't even know what's going on with the annual passes now.
No.
We're hearing that, what we said the other day might be true, that they're gone. They're going to be gone next year or near future. So it's just a mess. And, I get it. Disney has to make money because they're falling apart. But they had all the money in the world to do things like Avatar, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many millions of those that no one even asked for or cared about.
I don't even understand that. I'm like, okay, one Avatar sequel to see if people are still interested in Avatar, but you greenlit 4 freaking Avatar movies.
Right. And you know what? I've never been able to sit through the first one.
It's like, what?
You don't even know the movie to enjoy Pandora. I've never seen the whole movie. I still like Pandora.
Yeah, this is bad, guys. But this just speaks to how bad Disney's financial situation is right now and where their priorities are. And I'm sorry, Disney is not the company they used to be. They're not going to be that company until there's a leadership change, in my opinion. And they may never be that company again.
It's going to take a while because it's from the pandemic alone.
Right. But beyond the finances, like, they need to have people that have, Walt's core values, and they don't. They have a bunch of corporate parasites.
Yeah, that just go with wherever Twitter tells them. But, beyond that, I was saying back to the actors. They had to fight to get back to work to begin with.
Yeah.
Because there was a while there when the parks opened, they were using people that weren't Actors Equity people because there was a dispute between the Actors Equity Association and the Walt Disney Company because they couldn't reach an agreement on safety procedures and protocol.
Yeah.
And the cast members were all asking to come back. They did videos asking to come back. They were trying very hard to get back in there. They get back in there. They haven't been there very long, and now they're kicked out again.
It's, again, this looks to me from the outside like what happened with Kickstarter, where they used the pandemic to basically break up the union. Because what they did is they got rid of like all the union people from Kickstarter, and then they brought in replacements. They changed the job descriptions slightly, but they're bringing people in cheaper, and they're not going to be part of a union. They did not want the union.
Well, they even changed the titles like of the Up show, like the Great Bird Adventure, not Up show, the Great Bird Adventure.
Yeah, the Great Bird Adventure.
They changed it to something else. I forget top of my head what it was called, but they changed it for a while because they had people that weren't the Actor Equity performers. So they had to change the name and have them do different jobs because it wasn't the same thing. I mean, they were doing like pianos on the stage for Beauty and the Beast live on stage. They weren't doing the Beauty and the Beast. They were doing like people playing music with some people in costumes dancing around.
Yeah.
There was a lot of changes because they couldn't get the actors back. And then they got an agreement there, and then this happens.
Well, what they're going to be, and then you got to realize too, like so much of Disney's, they actually have to pay. They actually have to pay their workers now, the ones that are left. So much of their workforce was dependent on the college program. And
that's true. Yes.
They had cheap free labor for years. Like Disney was built on the backs of these college kids.
Well, I don't think it was free. They did get paid something, didn't they?
Yeah, but not.
But it started out as an internship program that became quickly that everything was filled with the college program. It was a running joke amongst everybody that as soon as you got one thing straightened out, like if you were working with Disney for something, 6 months later you had a whole new team because it was all new college program kids.
Yeah, so now that Disney's actually forced to pay adults, that's probably...
Well, they were adults too, but
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's going to definitely change things, and it's probably going to change things permanently. I mean, I don't know if World Showcase will ever go back to what it was before, because, we saw it happen with Morocco. Mm-hmm. The Morocco Pavilion's now going to be taken over by Disney. It was actually run by the country of Morocco, the Kingdom of Morocco. Mm-hmm. And now Disney's going to take that over. And one of the great things about the World Showcase was you had people from all over the world from their respective countries actually working there. Now, with the pandemic, of course, that's not possible, but I have to wonder if Disney won't be like, well, you know what? It was okay with Joe from Minnesota working in the Germany pavilion, so we'll just keep Joe there.
See, I don't know if they'll do that. I think they'll try to bring it back the other way because I think they're going to get too many complaints. I think they will try to bring it back to that program because it wasn't the college program, but it was similar. It was like an experience internship program. So I think they'll bring it back, but it's going to take a while till they can, and who knows how long it's going to be even after the pandemic is officially over.
Yeah. Well, Pro put this out there, WDW Pro, who he is a Disney insider. We've vetted him. He actually does know what he's talking about, but things do change. Mm-hmm. But he said that they're unlikely to come back anytime soon.
Yeah, I figure most people expect that.
They have until the end of 2021 or summer 2021.
They have the end of 2021 to recall, but he says he doesn't think it'll happen before summer. And some of them, like Monsters, Inc., might be gone for good. He does mention that he thinks that the Lion King will return because they have the building for it. You think that they would totally get rid of it and make it a meet and greet or something dumb?
Look, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, but the way Disney has been going lately, if they thought they could get away with just having, an intern in a Simba costume, in the theater instead of having to pay all those performers... Even though it's honestly, I think Festival of Lion King is one of the best things.
Oh, it's amazing.
All of Walt Disney World.
It's fantastic. I love it so much.
But I could totally see them being like, well, we got Pandora and just put we'll just put, a Rafiki costume and a Simba costume. And we'll do a meet and greet, and that's it.
Well, this is the same company who they were talking about doing like a dinner show and a restaurant in the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge area, and then they basically cut it because they said that people would rather be doing Instagram walls for free anyway.
Yeah,
same people,
and that's what we want to talk about, really, because that is the mindset of Disney now. The reason that they cut stuff like this is they don't think it's important. You know, they don't think it's important to have these actors there. They don't think it's important for the guests to have, I guess, you know, to plus it more.
Well, I hope to God they don't turn around and just put like a wall up there and say hashtag Festival Lion King wall or something like that.
Oh my God.
I hope they don't.
Come into our big empty theater and it's just a Lion King wall. Oh, you can, even better, it could be like a carny experience. You can go in, they'll cut a little hole out where you can put your face in. It looks like your baby Simba being held up.
Hashtag Festival Lion King wall.
Oh my God.
You know,
or Baby Yoda. They'll change Simba to Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know?
A lot of these, though, these hashtag Instagram wall trend things started because people were taking pictures of themselves in front of it, these walls, and then calling it whatever. So Disney jumped on board with that because it's like, oh, we can do this for very little money and it doesn't cost us hardly anything. It's just paint. And then we can just, you know, promote it. The problem is that, you know, they just took it from other people and they're trying to market it and they're not providing what they said they should be providing. They even did commercials geared at kids on the Disney Channel, telling the kids how they should tell their parents to come to Disney for the hashtag walls. I kid you not, they totally did a commercial about the stupid Instagram walls to try to get kids to come to Disney. That was before the pandemic.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, there's going to be in years to come, because there are people, there are Disney historians, park historians, there will be a huge difference between pre-pandemic Disney and post-pandemic
I hope so.
Disney. And pre-pandemic Disney got really, really stupid, okay? And they thought the money was going to flow forever. And I'm hoping, you know, once all of this settles down, that going forward, Disney's like, no, let's just focus on what we do best. And, you know, just keep, instead of chasing every damn little thing that we can. And that was Bob Iger's doing. A
lot of this was Iger. I'm sorry. I was just thinking about these Instagram hashtag walls. And you notice one thing they aren't hashtagging yet, that Disney's not. In Morocco Pavilion, everybody's going to get a picture taken with the one chimney because it looks like a giant penis. I don't know how anybody no one noticed it before. I didn't even notice it. But now everybody and their brother, like on the part, you know, the pass holder boards and stuff, they're all like, there's a line to get a picture taken with the phallic chimney in Morocco. So why don't they have a hashtag for that, Disney? Where's the hashtag Moroccan penis wall? Where's the hashtag, you know, Morocco chimney wall or
hashtag dick wall? And then they'll have a matching Dole Whip, a dick Dole Whip.
No, they won't. They won't. They will not go there.
Put a little
because they don't
cookie.
because they don't sell Dole Whips except for the rum ones over in Epcot.
They'll start selling Dole Whips because Disney's going to take it over, so they can sell Dole Whip wherever the hell they want to.
This is not a hat. I'm sorry.
So they'll start, there you go.
Because they do make a lot of drinks and stuff. That was a couple years ago. They kept making different drinks themed to the walls. So they had like the purple wall drink and stuff. So you could go take it to the wall and get your picture taken at the wall and promote them for free on Instagram, which doesn't actually book trips, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't book trips. And this Disneyland, that's actually Disneyland's brand for. I was there for one of their PR shindigs, and they told us, they said, hey guys, we're going to give you a sneak peek at the 2 new walls, the spontaneous walls that just popped up that you guys get and we got to see the up wall and the Minnie Mouse polka dot wall, and they had the merchandise ready to freaking go.
Mm-hmm. But they're spontaneous.
It's all spontaneous. No, it's not. It's all.
Well, I think Instagram is more important to Disneyland than it was to Walt Disney World because
locals.
Yeah, the locals. But now they're putting it all over there. But back to the point. The point is, don't go and make merchandise and promote the shit out of that. But we'll cut live entertainment because they actually said, according to, was it Mice Chat? They actually said that when they were talking about doing the Star Wars like a dinner theater type restaurant, they said they weren't going to do that. It was too expensive. Why do that when people are going to be on their phone and want to take Instagram wall pictures for free anyway?
Yeah,
there's something along those lines.
Yeah, they cut back on
exact quote.
Yeah, the original idea for Galaxy's Edge was it was supposed to rival Harry Potter and being immersive. It was supposed to be...
Well, maybe if it was things people knew.
Yeah, right. But it was supposed to rival Harry Potter, and they were going to have aliens walking around and droids, and they were going to have a dinner theater, and it was supposed to feel like you were actually in the Star Wars universe, and they cut all that out because they're like, well, they'll show up for the rides and the Instagram walls.
It just looks like Tatooine changed, is all it does. And then a Moroccan flea market.
It
clearly was supposed to be Tatooine. But anyway.
Well, I gotta wonder if they're gonna have the actors in Galaxy's Edge running around now, the Stormtroopers and the what's-her-face blue-haired spy.
We already knew that they were cutting people for Galaxy's Edge, too. So they were cutting a lot of people over there, too. I don't know. Either way, we're losing a lot of things, but guess what? The price stays the same. Some things are going up, but you can get a discount. But it's like those places that say, "Oh, everything's half off," but we raise the prices. It feels like kind of like that. Oh, you get 35% off or 40% off, but oh, by the way, the prices went up.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the ticket prices to go up. From my understanding, talking to our one friend, I think the lowest ticket price now was like $125 or something. They're advertising at that. They keep raising it. So I don't know what's going on with that.
It's insane.
The annual passes are up for debate about whether or not they're going to be gone, but we're hearing from people that are writing us saying that they're hearing they are going to be gone. We already know that unless you want to cancel and want to get your pass back, or if your pass expired, you can't buy one right now.
Unless you're a local, I'm going to tell you the truth. As a consumer, unless you're a Disney addict or a local, I don't think it's worth going anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would wait at least a year to see where things are at. But you're going to pay full price. And just wait, they'll jack the prices up after the earnings call.
They always do it in February, so we'll see what happens.
February. They'll jack the prices up due to pent-up demand. And you'll be paying $150 minimum to get in.
I'm waiting if they do keep the passes. They'll do another one, like they 26% price increase 2 years ago.
Oh, that was horrible.
It'll probably be like a 50% price increase again or something.
Yeah, this is insane. It's absolutely insane, and it's sad. It's just really sad. But Disney kind of put themselves in this position by overspending for years, and now we're seeing it kind of catch up to them faster than I think it would have had they been smarter in their acquisitions. Had they not bought Fox the year before this happened, they would have had more liquid assets, and now unfortunately a lot of employees have to pay for that.
Yeah.
So. As well as the guests, because you're getting a budget cut experience.
Right, but for the same price.
For the same price. Are we going to wrap this up?
Yep.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, rants, and dismal Disney news. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have a lot of that in the coming weeks.
Yeah, just wait
till
the investors call.
Just wait. Yeah, it's going to be bad, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.